What's going on, people? Shame TV East Watch, your host, Derek Jones. Trying to make sense of things that are generally senseless. Trying to bring order to things that are generally without order. And trying to get to the bottom of all the fraud, all the corruptness in this conscious community. For those who are in the know and are aware, there has been a video posted earlier today. Kev Gill's new page. Please go subscribe. Where the brother revealed in detail. What up, Snapella? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we going in tonight. At least 2 hours. So I hope y'all ain't got to go to bed just yet. And if they do, whoever got to go, it's a video now. It's basically being made a video. So let's get it in. So Kev Gills went into detail today. On the latest Polight saga, the latest scam. And as you see, I'm tying this video into Sun-Netta. If you haven't noticed, Sun-Netta has been the point of focus because Sun-Netta's platform was supposed to be the base for all black media. What Sun-Netta's platform was, or should have been, or was supposed to be, was a base for all black media. Everybody that's black and that's doing something in this world, whether it was sports, whether it was creativity as far as artwork and things of that nature, any aspect you want to talk about, just conversation, philosophy, whatever. All these things should have been going through Sun-Netta's platform. But before we get to that, back to Miss Juliet and Michael and Juliet. Strike again. That's what I should have called the video. Michael and Juliet strikes again. But I'm going to save that for a whole nother video. So anyway, Polight has been caught again. Just when we tried to focus on other things, just to make sure that everyone knows that you're not escaping the eyes of East Watch, Shame TV, East Watch. Mr. Noak is at it again. This time, he swindled someone out of their inheritance. Now, I'm glad that Kev pointed out the way Ponzi schemes work. Whoa. Ponzi schemes work versus pyramid schemes, because they're not the same fucking thing. So it was very important that he pointed that out. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's a good thing that he pointed that out. And the reason I think it's a good thing that he pointed it out is because it lets you know the nature in which this man does business. When he does business, he's not looking for a business partner. He's not looking for business ventures. When he does business, he's looking to straight take advantage of someone. Like whenever he's doing something, it's all about take advantage of someone. It's never about you come to the table with what you come to the table with. I come to the table with what I can provide for you as a service, and we rock from there. It's never like that. It's never like that with him. So when he does business, his whole business is the business of looking for suckers. His whole business is the business of looking for people he can take advantage of. His whole business is looking for business, is the number one, to make sure that you are not exposed to him in his rhetoric. Because those who are exposed to him, of course, he can't work that shit over on them. But he only been out in Hollywood for like a year or so. So he's not really out there as a known fuck entity, which most of those people out there are fuck entities themselves. Let's keep it real right there. Let's not be given unjust due. Like he's the only criminal or swindler in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the town is based off. But this individual whole business plan is looking to take advantage of you. So when you got people out here who have business plans that are designed and created to take advantage of people, what does that mean? That means he is everything that we say he is. And we all know that he did not rise to prominence by himself. No, he didn't. He didn't gain fame by himself. Polight moved up in the world by one way and one way only. And that was through the House of Consciousness and Sun-Netta Productions. Sun-Netta plastered Polight all over the place. He was the lead debate guy. He was the lead lecture guy. Whenever Polight did any sort of photo op or bullshit that he used to do, Sun-Netta was right there with him to capitalize, to make sure his name was ringing the same as Polight's name was ringing through the streets and through the communities. He started gaining notoriety by what? Exposure. Again, no one knew who this fucking guy was. All his scams and him and Juliet's scams and shit like that, all of that shit could have been limited to a degree if it wasn't for exposure. It's no different than a disease. A disease can't be, a sexually transmitted disease can't be passed around millions unless it's exposed to those millions. If it's isolated somewhere, it limits the damage that it can do. It will eventually die out. But what you have here is a situation where a virus by the name of Michael Noak, aka Cavity, sometimes known as the illustrious impotent, grand apperception, that virus called Polight, that strand of virus called the Polight virus, would have never infected just the people that we're talking about right now, the brothers who just got scammed. Okay? This brother or sister, we're going to call it a brother right now. This brother handed over a large sum or portion of his inheritance in hopes of doing business to what? Maximize the inheritance. He wasn't trying to take the money and do typical nigga shit and go buy a car that's going to take out half the money and then go splurge the rest of it away, and in 9 months he's broke. That's not what he was doing. The brother invested in this man hoping to flip his money, ergo, move up in the world instead of fucking over his bread, which he should be commended for. But the problem he faced was that P virus called Polight. And the P virus strand, once it hooks into you, you pretty much are at a loss. So once Polight hooks into you, you lost. It's over. It's a wrap. Because no matter what the outcome is, you are going to leave that situation damaged. And when I mean damaged, I mean injury, loss, harm, or fraud. One of those things are going to happen to you. And it's generally two of them, fraud and loss. you're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your patience. You're going to be emotionally injured because you invested and you trusted and you invested, and now you find out you've been swindled. So that can go under injury, but mostly you're going to suffer loss and fraud, and the loss comes directly from fraud. So what Polight's doing is typical Polight, aka P virus tactics. See, the P virus presents this beautiful image of economics, this beautiful image of a power family, this beautiful image of I must be popping and got money popping if I'm able to have 3 wives and 4 wives, though he has only 1 child. So that's how he got the name Grand, Illustrious, Impotent. But the P virus tactic is always the same. Get your money, give you a little bit of it back, make an agreement to give you a little bit more back, and then totally vanish out of your life. Now, the next video that I do on the adventures of Michael and Juliet, I'm going to play audio and show you just what I said. I'm going to show you how each situation with him is exactly the same. Each situation that anyone has any dealings with Polight, or excuse me, the P virus strand, are always the same. Get your money, give you a little bit back to make you think that everything's going okay, or to keep you thinking that, okay, yeah, we're going to make some money here. Everything's going to pop off. Everything's going to move forward. And once that happens, once you're lured in, that only thing you'll receive from that point on are promises and promises. We've seen the same thing happen with Sister Lolita out in Canada, where the sister was very pro-Polight, very big on him, very big on his family, very big on him being family-oriented businessman. And then once, what happened? She's introducing people to him. People are coming in, investing with him. And then what goes on next? You know what happens next. Everyone knows what happens next. He'll give you a little bit of the money back, and the rest are promises. Zachariah Latney. Everybody remember that story? The Zachariah Latney story? How Zachariah Latney's mother called to clear up any and all misinformation that we may have gotten or had given at the time. Remember what happened? How Zachariah Latney's mother said Polight what? Owes them money. How he had given them a certain amount already. Once he gives you something, that's it. You shouldn't. As of now, we should know and realize that that is Polight's game. His game is to, if he gets $500 from you, he's going to give you $100 back, and that $400 is just what his profit is. You're not going to get shit, but his profit, what he's taking, what he's collecting, that's a $400 fucking sting. If he tells you, give me $1,200, he'll give you $200 back. Keep $1,000. That's $1,000 sting. That's $1,000 sting. He just beat you for a G in the amount of time that it took him to convince you to trust him, to send him that. That's all it is. he still has yet to provide success stories. With the problem I'm having with these people are that they are not requesting that this dude provide a website or anything of the sort that has success stories. Or maybe we're wrong. Now let me say that again, because I'm not sure. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe Polight does have a way of a concocted video of fake success stories in which he plays to people or sends or directs people to certain said website or something. We're going to have to get into that. We're going to have to dive into that and really investigate that, because I would like to know why would a person invest money into somebody who doesn't have success stories? Anyone who doesn't have a success story, videos of satisfied customers. I have a problem with you doing business, especially if you're asking me to give you thousands of dollars at a time. We're not talking about, hey man, this ain't a lottery ticket. This ain't a $10 lottery ticket that I give you and then I get a return off of it. And if I get beat off of it, oh well, I only lost $10. This brother is actually taking thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars from you and only giving you back a certain amount and then giving you promises the rest of the way. There's no one out here who can even think of a video that Polight has produced in the last 3 to 4 years, 3 years solid, that we've been hearing about Polight. There's not one fucking video where someone is saying, I am a happy, total, satisfied customer, and I spent X amount of $1,000 with Polight, and I had everything returned to me, everything that I ordered, everything that I so-called am expecting from the money that I invested. That does not exist. Because you know what? None of it exists. The house of consciousness doesn't exist. The HOK, if Polight is running a Ponzi scheme, which is to get you to invest in something that does not exist, who else does that? Who else gets you to invest in things that do not exist? I'll give you a hint. He has a tendency, he runs the runner of it and the owner of it has a tendency to call people Negro when he gets angry at them. That's right, Sun-Netta and his whole House of Conscious movement. I hate to be the one to break it to everybody, but the House of Conscious never did and currently does not exist. Sun-Netta was artful and creative about getting people to invest in a movement. The Black News 102, Black Conscious this, the House of Consciousness, blah, 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 blah. He got everyone to invest in that as a movement. And now when we sit back and listen to the videos I've already done, I'll clearly tell you there is not one, as of yet to date, there is not one identifiable Sun-Netta project that is currently assisting, helping, doing anything for black people in any black community across this country or the world. There is not one. So if there is not one identifiable Sun-Netta project in which this brother gets funds from people and then takes these funds and transfers it into this entity, and this entity then operates throughout the community and does thus and so, that does not fucking exist. There is no House of Consciousness. Everyone who is the entire House of Consciousness is a Ponzi scheme. That's why Polight can do it so well, because he was birthed in a Ponzi scheme. He was given light and life in a Ponzi scheme. That Ponzi scheme is red pill, blue pill. selling people t-shirts, but all that he has is a template. They're selling you a template. They're selling you a picture of a fucking t-shirt in hopes that you might get a t-shirt. That's a fucking Ponzi scheme, G, because you're taking funds and you know that this print machine, this warehouse full of t-shirts, even if it ain't a warehouse, say it's just your apartment and you took one room and stuffed everything in there. Irregardless of any of that shit, none of it exists. None of it exists. It's a Ponzi scheme. So Polight was artful in the way he maneuvered and is currently maneuvering through our communities because he's preying upon the stay woke movement. He's preying upon the black people coming together and learning. Do you know that I got over 3 messages just in the last 4 or 5 days from people who are subscribed to my platform, attached to my or attached to my Facebook group. And they're constantly sending me information that I've generally seen already. And they're asking questions about it because they've just now been exposed to it. So what I'm telling you is there is an awakening going on, and amongst black people, and other black people know that shit. So that's why you have individuals like Polight, Sun-Netta, Red Pill, Blue Pill, the like in kind, Taharka Bays of the world, all these people. Excuse me, Taharka Bootlicking Bay, okay? The Bootlicker Bay, Taharka. All these people are trying to capitalize off the stay woke movement. And what they're doing is, instead of coming in genuinely and applying real, genuine care and love to the community so that these projects can take off and or develop and then take off, they're not doing anything of the sort, yo. They're just trying to gain notoriety and fame. One of the reasons Sun-Netta is so big on gaining notoriety and fame is so that he can crush competition. Like, these people don't like to operate in lanes, meaning everybody out here, I got my own lane that I operate in and do my videos. I got my own set of fucking fans and people who are fans to my page and like my page and subscribe to my page and like my content. I don't have any problem with my page slowly growing and moving forward from the way that I'm doing it. I have no problem. To me, it's not a race. To me, I don't feel like I gotta get 2,000 subscribers by fucking December 2nd, or, you know, I don't feel that way. That's not how I feel about this. So I push my page the way I want to push my page, slowly and in a calculated way. I like to, you know, calculated risk taker. But anyway, I like to move forward in a calculated way, handling each situation as it comes to me, handling each story as it comes to me, what I think is fun or interesting that I think people want to hear my take on. You know what I'm saying? So, that being thrown out there, these individuals are looking at this shit as a livelihood, G. Like, that's the whole problem, is that these people are looking at this shit as a livelihood. This is something that they're doing to buy gators in that store. They're all running Ponzi schemes. Like I said, the entire House of Consciousness was a great big Ponzi scheme. Everybody come up there and present some shit that does not really exist. Red Pill, Blue Pill selling shirts. Found out they only had a template of a shirt. They don't have any shirts. They don't have a contract with a shirt company to print and they'll ship the shirts or any of that shit. So that means it doesn't exist. Ponzi scheme. Polight. I sell this. He's a day trader. He's an illustrious day trader. Then he's an illustrious evolution of the revolution mentor. Then he sells status corrections. Then he does none of this shit really exists. He's able to steal money by the way that the shit is taking place, Snapella. Like, he's not outright stealing the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people are giving it to him and under pretenses of doing business, and then he's accepting it under pretenses of doing business. So, and with that being said, like, if a business is stealing money, it's a process that you have to go through. That's why I said one of the main reasons I said before that he's doing this shit is because he knows how black people are. Black people don't always like going through all that process shit of having to fucking take this nigga, because what he's doing is not a state or local crime. Those are federal crimes. So you have to go through the process of having this nigga federally prosecuted, which takes time and effort out of someone's day when you're still not guaranteed in no way, shape, form, or fashion to get your money back. I think that if people had to go through this process and a guarantee that they would get their bread back, oh, it would be a totally different story. It would be a totally different story. But the fact of the matter is, they're not guaranteed their bread back. So a lot of people, in my estimation, Snapella, you know me, like I always say, I don't know this for sure, but in my estimation and judging off of people and black people, nah, niggas just don't even be wanting to go through that. Niggas be on some shit like, when I see this nigga, I'ma eat this nigga type shit. Which is why he didn't go to the last couple events that Sun-Netta produced, which he wanted to go there. Polight, if you think for 2 seconds that we don't know that you really wanted to go to them shits, you fucking nuts. But he couldn't go to them shits because he knew what would happen if he showed his face there. He knew that he could not show up at no fucking debate in New York, in Harlem, New York, with all the fucking people he done swindled on the East Coast. So he wasn't going to do that. That shit was just bullshit, and that was to help make Sun-Netta's event bigger by him saying he would be there. I knew for a fact he wasn't going to be there. I already said it before then. Ain't no way in hell that nigga showing up. But the window is, I keep saying, Snapella, we know who Polight is, but there's thousands of people who have no idea who the fuck this dude is. They don't know him. They don't even know Sun-Netta. And Sun-Netta's platform was bigger than Polight's. So if Sun-Netta's platform is bigger than Polight's platform, and don't nobody fucking know Sun-Netta for real like that, only a certain groups of people who are in the know to know these people. That's why when I say names like Delbert Blair, Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, blah, 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 you know who he is. Others know who he is. I could walk down my street right now and say them same names, and out of 1,000 people, probably 2 of them know who they are. So we got to realize how big the world is. We still keep thinking that our knowledge is everyone's knowledge, and it's not. It's not everyone's knowledge. Our knowledge is what we know, and that's it. And the people who are around us know, and the people who are in or near our Facebook groups and things of that nature, they find out this information. They find out what's going on. But in general, in the world, don't nobody know who the fuck Polight is. Who the fuck? Like I said, try it tomorrow. Everyone try this tomorrow. Ask, if you're going on a bus, if you're driving and you in a store, if you stop in a store to get your cigarillos and your Gatorade, or whatever the fuck you plan on doing tomorrow, just ask 3 random people in random conversation, do you know Brother Polight, Sun-Netta, or whatever? They don't know who the fuck these dudes are. That's why I said it's new people every day. There's new people every fucking day that are coming out of whatever the fuck they were trapped in, and are coming out and coming into another line of thinking, a higher consciousness of thinking. And so what they're doing is they're looking, they're searching, they're looking for someone to have or to be in like mind, to let them know that they're not crazy. They're looking for someone to say the things that they already think and or feel, to make them comfortable to let them know that they're not crazy. They're not the only ones thinking this. They're not thinking some off-the-wall shit. The people who are coming out of certain religions and this, that, and the third, coming out of atheism, coming out of certain paths of spirituality, they're saying, hey, I want to find groups of people who say the things that I think are cool, who say the things that I think are real, that we should be striving for. And that's what happens. Peace, Buzz. Appreciate it. And that's what happens. So you got so many people who are getting into the stay woke movement. Well, before they could stay woke, they have to become awakened. And what do? They go right on YouTube, because YouTube is a fucking university, one of the best on the planet, if used properly. They go to YouTube and they start searching. They go to YouTube and they start looking, like I said, for people to say things that they feel. If they came out of Christian religion, or they came out of the Islam faith, or they came out of whatever to another way of thinking and another line of thinking, they do not want to walk around feeling and thinking the things that they think alone. Because they might feel like, you know what, maybe it's just me who feel that this ain't this or this is that. But when they hear other people saying it, they're like, okay, they're going to gravitate to those people. And then these people start attaching false titles to their names, like Dr. Reggie, like Grand Epercept, illustrious, all this shit, princes of Pan-Africanisms and all that shit. Dr. Princes. He ain't even just a prince. Umar, he a Dr. Prince. So when they start attaching all this shit, Sun-Netta, the leader of black consciousness and the black and blah, blah, blah. When they start attaching all these titles, you got people saying, okay. And then they're looking at those false views and those paid for views and those paid for subscribers. And they start looking at that and saying, okay, well, this must be some shit that I should gravitate to. This must be some shit that might be worthwhile for me to investigate a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and click the subscribe button. So when these brothers put out more videos, I could learn more and I could blah, 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 blah. That's how this shit is happening. It takes us to combat this shit to even have a chance. Like, if on some real shit, man, if I wasn't doing this, man, there'd be no chance for these niggas out here to come into real consciousness. If Kev Gills, Tasha Pope, all these people weren't doing what we doing, Root, go to his page and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Root Words, the Root. If you're not combating this shit, this young Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? If you're not combating this shit, there's no way. If young Pharaoh didn't help combat this bullshit, do you know how many more people would have got scammed by Polight and Sun-Netta and them niggas? Because Sun-Netta birthed Polight. There is no fucking, even when he was birthing Polight, it was a Ponzi scheme. Why? Because he was selling us that Polight was a young phenom. And we know damn well now Polight's 40 some odd years old. Which don't make him old, but which make him damn too old to be called a young phenom. Okay? So all of it is fake. We know what Zion Lex said. How Polight stages debates and beefs. No one's forgetting that shit. I don't care if he tries to act like it's old. I don't give a fuck how old it is. It's still accurate history, nigga, of what you was doing. It's accurate history that you was staging beefs to try to divert people's attention from why the fuck you begging for money, what happened to this police brutality shit, and if you got all this money, why the fuck are you asking people to donate money, and lastly, how come every business practice you fucking undertake ends the same way, with you giving somebody a little bit of their money back and giving them promises for the rest of their life for the rest of their money back, because you're not providing any fucking actual returns. Because if I gave you my money, if I gave you $25,000, bro, and I want my money back, I want $25,000. If I didn't give you 10 here and 15 here, don't be trying to give me 10 here and 15 here. Just give me my bread back, G. Give me my bread back. That's the way he's able to keep pretending like he's a millionaire, because he gets these little monies, these little stings, and he does something to make it look like he's balling. And it's getting to a point, man, where I'm going to start going full-fledged on this nigga again. I'm about to flood this nigga. I'm about to flood my upload joints with this nigga, with this fucking clown again. Because you just got caught again stealing $70,000 from a nigga, and you don't even have a new way of avoiding the shit. It's the same exact fucking shit from day one when we started this shit last December with the fucking PayPal shit. It's the same shit from last November, December with this PayPal shit, where you try to act like you didn't know, that you had pretended like you had never been doing business with PayPal all this long time, and the whole while your wife has an active current fucking account with PayPal, and you already openly admitted and came out and said that, yo, you are actively engaged with your wife as a business partner in all your businesses. So how the fuck you mean to tell me, nigga, your business partner has an account somewhere and you don't know that? Kick rocks, nigga. Kick fucking rocks, nigga. Nobody trying to hear that shit. So it's the same fucking shit as before. Throw her name in there, slide his name in there, and everything still is falling on her. Well, she's fucking stupid anyway for even allowing this nigga to straight work her like that. Because if she acting like she don't know, dog, she need to go take a visit to one of these penitentiaries and talk to one of these women who are in there doing 11 years, 9 years, 8 years, 20 years behind listening to some fucking dumbass nigga who had her out in the world doing shit, thinking she making moves and the whole nine. She ain't, a whole time, she ain't nothing but a motherfucking shield. Because that's all Juliet Smalls, a.k.a. Amunet, Memet. That's all she is a fucking shield. She is a shield to prevent Polight from going to jail. She's a shield to make it look as though to the world that whatever Polight says is true. Dog, just because she backs you don't make me think nothing different, because I could go to Snappella's house right now and I'm pretty sure his girl or his baby mother going to back him in regards to me. If you fucking come here and talk to me or say anything subversive about me, nigga, my girl gonna let you know or let me know you did. So that shit using her, that's neither here nor there with a nigga like me. But to the average person, yeah, they're going to look at that as something. They're going to look at that as, oh yeah, this sister, he must be a powerful brother because she allowed him to have multiple women and blah, blah, blah. Oh, most niggas got other girls anyway, nigga. So, the fuck? You just don't bring them home because your wife ain't playing that shit or your girl ain't playing that shit. But most niggas be having more than one girl that they fucking one woman that they deal with. There's way more women here than us. What do you expect? But the point is, here we go again, almost a year later, and now we're back with another major Polight incident. Like last year was a major incident that brought to light his full of shitness and his fuckery. Now we're back to another major event. This is going to drive, this one right here is going to play out for at least a couple weeks. It's going to play out for at least a couple weeks because the pressure is going to be put on him, and the pressure, which is time right now to get to that part of the video, is the pressure needs to start being put on Sun-Netta because Sun-Netta created Polight. No matter how much Polight hates it, because he does, he hates it. He hates admitting that Sun-Netta is his creator. He hates that shit. That's why once he got up to like 40,000 subscribers, he was trying to indirectly talk shit to Sun-Netta and say how, yeah, I'm up here with you now, Sun-Netta. I don't really even need your platform no more. Blah, blah, blah. What an arrogant, fucked up thing to say. That's a real fucked up thing to say. After Sun-Netta carried that nigga and brought that nigga all the way to the top. Or at one point, Polight was that nigga in the black conscious communities. And none of that would have been even thinkable, let alone speakable in a reality if it wasn't for Sun-Netta TV. Sun-Netta created this monster that we know as the P virus. And Sun-Netta should be the one in charge of going out like Project Alice and fighting this P virus. He needs to be the one in charge of going out and fighting and taking care of the P virus and finding an antidote for the P virus. Because the P virus is still active. The P virus, or the Polight virus, is still very active in the community. And it's a shame because it's going to be some of those kids that I just, or people, not just kids, because I'll just, for the messages that I got and I sent today, I sent a video back, I sent a couple comments back to the sister, and she's older than I am. She's in her 40s and older than I am. Okay? So it ain't just young kids who are coming awake or being positioned to think something different than they've been thinking all their lives. These are people from all age groups, man. And they're going to run into the P virus. What if she didn't know me? What if she wasn't hit to my page and hit to my Facebook group and all that stuff? The P virus could have got to her. See, one of the major antidotes to the P virus is actual knowledge of the P virus. That's it. If you have knowledge of the P virus, you cannot be affected by the P virus, the Polight virus. So all one needs, really, is to be aware of that shit. And that's why Shame TV East watches here. I decided to join this fight because I felt that I had to. It started with Sun-Netta. And I guess it's probably going to end with Sun-Netta because when I first started this, it started with Sun-Netta. It started with me being privy to information about what his wife, girlfriend, I don't know your situation, bro, so don't act like I'm trying to dog your significant other. I'm just saying that word in the street, word around the campfire, as Tasha says, is that when whichever your girlfriend or wife gets mad at you, they run around, they tell their business to their friends, and their friends tell other people. Now, I didn't make that up, Sun-Netta. That was told to me about you. That's how I knew that Polight was a liar and all. That's when I first really started hearing that shit. That Polight was lying, blah, 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 and that you knew that he was lying. And the reason why the person who said that he was a liar knew that he was lying because Sun-Netta said that he was a liar. And Sun-Netta was the one who said XYZ, and Sun-Netta said XYZ, and Sun-Netta said ABC. So if we take, and even if we take it even further back to all this exposing Polight on a grand scale, other than Young Pharaoh, who was the most notable person, notable, meaning popular, okay, with the most notoriety. Who was that person who came out and said don't trust fucking Polight because every part of his fucking body is a lie? Sun-Netta. So now, Sun-Netta, we charge you. The community charges Sun-Netta with getting back this person, getting this person back their money. I think that for Sun-Netta to get back in the good graces of the black community, to begin his transformation, to get back in the good graces with the black community, to get back in the good graces with the YouTube family of black people in the YouTube family, I think that he needs to first start getting some of these people their money back. He needs to start, if it takes him taking Polight's phone number and plastering Polight's phone number right on fucking a live stream on Black News 102, then Sun-Netta, I think that you need to do that shit. Because then it will leave no room for anyone to doubt you anymore. We'll say that Sun-Netta is trying to change. We're not going to say you completely changed, but we'll say that you're trying to change. So if you're trying to change, we'll fucking work with you, G. If you trying to change, we'll fuck with you, dog. And we'll help you along this path. It's no different than a motherfucker out here robbing and killing and stealing and using drugs. The moment that they try to change, black people try to help them change. And you know that that's true. If you got a family member, an uncle, a cousin, a sister, a brother, whoever, who's fucking around in the world, on drugs, fucking off, not doing what they're supposed to do, the moment that they try to change their life and do righteous things and do the better, don't we come and support them motherfuckers 100%? So, Sun-Netta, you're lucky in one aspect for being black and having to deal with black people. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to avoid the unavoidable. And the unavoidable is Polight is your creation. You are Frankenstein and he is the P virus or monster. And you set this P virus out on the world. It is your duty to provide the antidote. It is your duty to find out who these individuals are who are being scammed by Polight. Your duty is to find the fuck out who these people are and get to the bottom of that shit. You're not going to sit here and convince me that you can take time to try to get to the bottom of whether or not Queen Hatshepsut and Amun-Ra and this person did this or this entity God did. Like you come on, man, fuck all that, dog. These are real live black people. You say you do this for the people. Sun-Netta. He does it for the people. You got a song and everything. I played one of the joints on one of my videos. I watch Sun-Netta. Yeah, nigga, you got songs and shit. You do this shit for the people. Well, the people are hurting right now, Sun-Netta. The people are being scammed and being infected by the P virus. A strand of virus, of an African virus that you let loose on the world. You let this African virus called the P virus out on the people. Amunet Juliet came to you like Eve with the apple in the garden, and you bit. And when you bit it, the P virus started spreading everywhere. That's her new name, Amunet Juliet. That's her African name and Egyptian name. Juliet Amunet. These niggas so fucking funny, yo. All these fucking names, all these fucking titles. But yeah, Sun-Netta, you're responsible for this shit. This motherfucker just swindled another person out of their money. A person who was trying to invest their bread. A person whose ancestor now, who's probably gone, whose ancestors worked and toiled and saved and were disciplined and kept shit going in a righteous way so that they could accumulate a certain amount of money to hand down to their descendants so that their descendants could try to have a one-up in life, to try to have a head start, so to speak, in life. To be able to have a dream and goal and invest in it that gives them a return so that they can have even more money to invest for their family's future and sustenance. And what do? What do? You fucking skinny, fucking ugly, fucking monkey. What do? You and that demon fucking chick of yours go around and play this nigga straight out of his fucking money. And then in typical Polight fashion, give him a little bit back, give him a little taste of it back. Even making whole agreements and shit, man. Making whole agreements to pay people their money back. And all that you're guaranteed to give them is a fucking excuse of why you're not giving them their money back. Then you don't even do that for real. You just keep promising that it's going to happen. I think that Polight be laughing when he do this shit, y'all. That's just me personally. Me personally, I think he be laughing when he be sending shit back. Yeah, king. Peace, king. Illustrious grand king. Noble king that you are, sire. Your grace. I will have your money back to you in installments of I'm gonna pay you your money back in 45 installments of $10. After the $10 installments, we'll do another 45 installments of $11 until the money is all right, God, peace, Lord, lordly, kingly, illustrious God you are. I'm gonna give you your money back. Nigga try to give you them lofty titles and shit just to lull your ass back to sleep. Peace, queen, goddess of the universe, my God that I worship. And shut the fuck up, nigga. You don't worship no fucking black woman. You worship that fucking mirror, that ugly ass image that you see in the mirror. That's what you worship, and you use them fucking broads to do your bidding. So you can say whatever you want to say about how you feel or how you operate, but from an outside perspective, Polight, looking at you, you operate pimps up, hoes down. All this evolution of the revolution shit and all of that fucking shit. I don't know why you be, nigga, your motto and your mantra should be pimps up, hoes down, because that's how you run shit. And Juliet and them niggas is just getting straight played, but they in love with you. So the other ones don't fucking love you. That's why you ain't knocked none of them up yet. Like the light-skinned one that you keep touting around like she's so pretty. Because she's light-skinned. I bet you believe that shit too. You one of them corny ass niggas that think because a broad light skin she's pretty. But yeah, that's why you ain't knock her up yet. Cause she probably don't even let you fuck. If we be an adult here, that woman don't let you touch her. That's why you ain't got no kids with her. That's why you don't have no kids with her right now, because there's no way in the hell that woman is letting you fucking touch her, G. Because you corny and you ugly, nigga. You fucking dusty as fuck. You dress like a fucking sorry son of a bitch. Like, yo, the way Polight dresses is just absolutely, yo, stop saying you from New York. Because even if you ain't from this country, nigga, you live in New York, after a while, nigga, your dress code should switch up or be at least decent. Decent. Like, nigga, you a fucking whack-ass, corny dresser. Everything about you is whack. Every time you open your mouth, it sounds like a fucking pile of steamy ape shit is about to come out and land on me. That's why I don't understand how anyone can listen to your ass, because when you talk, nigga, it's pure ape shit. When Juliet talks to people in the world, it's pure scam. Everything that they do, please be aware, people. Anytime that Polight is coming at you with a business venture, know that he's the hammer and you're the nail. That's going to be the relationship. It will not be a seesaw relationship. Like sitting on a seesaw, I jump up, you go down, and you jump up, then I go. But no, it won't be no fair reciprocity in this relationship, in this business relationship. There's no reciprocity. None whatsoever. It will be him fucking you and you being out of something. And to make it look all good, he gonna give you a little bit of it back. So if Polight tells you your business venture with him costs $16,000, he counts that as a $12,000 sting. He's gonna give you $4,000 right up front. Then he's gonna dodge you. Then he's gonna answer you back and make an agreement to pay you back, but then never pay you back anything from that point on, past the $4,000 he initially gave you back, because his thing was for $12,000. So for real, in his mind, he probably looking at niggas like, you should be fucking lucky that I gave you anything back. But he always does that because it makes him look good for a while. It makes him look like he's a real reputable business, because you know he has caseworkers and administrators. Shame. 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 But you know he has caseworkers and administrators and all this shit. But you never hear from these people. Anything that has to do with business, it's either him or Amunet Juliet. That's it. Amunet Juliet or Cavity Illustrious Noke Jr. Whatever the fuck. To PayPal. That's it. So it's nothing, man. There's no storefront. There's no nothing. There's no who's his distributors. Like, if you buy a t-shirt from me, you'll know who distributes my shit, because they send it, you'll see it. You can look up Teespring and know that they're a reputable business. They've been in business for years. They send you confirmations that you use your credit card with them. They give you outlets that if you have a problem with your product, to fucking take care of the problem. Why? Because I would not do business with them otherwise. There's no way I will be putting my name on these fucking t-shirts talking about some DJT apparel or some Derrick Jones tees, putting my fucking name on these shirts, and I know that you're not going to get your stuff. I would never do that shit. That's because I give a fuck. But you got individuals out here who don't give a flying fuck about nothing. And to do business with Polight is a fuck and get fucked relationship. There is no such thing as doing business with Brother Polight. One does not go into and or do business with Polight. Because there is no business. Just like when Sun-Netta's getting on his fucking platform and begging you for money. Begging you for fucking money. This nigga gets up there and begs you for fucking money. Okay? This is what he does. He tells you this. What does Sun-Netta say that he's begging us for money for? For the House of Consciousness, production, blah, 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 blah. Nigga, there's no such thing. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. There's no such thing as the House of Consciousness. The House of Consciousness, you know what the House of Consciousness is? That room in his house, yo. That's what that shit is, yo. That one fucking room in his house. That's the fucking House of Consciousness. So when you're investing and in your mind and in your head, you're believing that, hey, I'm donating to this guy who does XYZ in the community and who's doing this for the people and who's doing that for the people. No, dog, you're not investing in none of that shit. You investing in that fucking old ass nigga sitting in front of that camera with that nasty, disgusting couch behind him. That's what you're investing in. Nothing more, nothing less. When he shows pictures of him fucking buying shoes and shit, that's what you investing in. That's the House of Consciousness. That's the House of Consciousness. This nigga's not doing nothing. Like right now, I'm in the process, me and my lady going again tomorrow. We went yesterday, going again, it's right. It's just a YouTube page. That's all. It's just a fucking YouTube page. That's it. We're going again tomorrow to look at some more apartments and shit and a couple of houses. I don't really want a house right now because I don't want to pay all them extra bills. But if I get an apartment, I'm pretty much just, you know, most of that shit's covered. You know what I'm saying? So you're just paying your light bill or whatever. But, nigga, I ain't doing this shit off no motherfucking YouTube page. I do this shit with my working for the white man job. And my lady's working for the white man job. That's how I'm able to go apartment hunting and get ready to move my family out of where we at to a better apartment and a better situation. Nigga, ain't none of this shit coming from no motherfucking YouTube page. I wish my YouTube page was popping like that where where the money that I'm using to move out comes from a fucking YouTube page. I really wish that shit. I really, really wish that shit. But that's not the case for me. And it probably will be eventually. But I will not do certain shit to make it that way. I watched Michael Edwards. I watched all the other people who were spawns of Sun-Netta try to venture out on their own, and none of them doing anything right now. They all suck. Even down to Sixth Dynasty and all of them, they all suck. All of them fucking suck right now because Filthy Frank has created a shitstorm where there should have been some sort of promised land. This community should be filled right now with Little Black News 102 trucks and offshoot Black News 102 Boston, Black News 102 Jersey, Black News 102 Texas. It should be all of these offshoots. Sun-Netta, you would instead of begging niggas for fucking money on a fucking YouTube page, nigga, you would really be popping right now. Because you could charge each joint, yo, just give me $400 a month to use my name, and then you can operate blah, 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 blah. If you got all these different people doing that shit across the country, nigga, you would have been balling right now. You wouldn't have to be begging us for $3. You motherfucking sorry old bastard. You was begging niggas for $3 fucking dollars. How high the mighty have fallen. How far, the mighty have fallen. You went from talking shit to people, running your mouth, showing pictures of you in gator stores, buying gators from Arabs. You went from going to the Benz store, talking about what you doing with the Benz, you about to get a Benz, this, that, and the third. All of this shit, dog. You went from all of that to begging niggas for $3 on a fucking YouTube page. You suck, nigga. You suck. Because there's no way in hell that I would have had that many subscribers, that big of a platform, and that shit would be dwindling in any shape, form, or fashion. And you growing dreads on top of it. You fucking suck. Now you're a Bombaclada Rascasas 102. And then on top of it, you have the track record. You have the dubious honor of being the creator of Polight. You created the P virus, known as Polight, aka the P virus. And you exposed the P virus to the world. No one knew who the P virus was until you brought that nigga out. And now the P virus has struck again. The P virus has another victim. This time, this fucking victim has lost nearly $80,000 to the P virus. Now, whatever the P virus said to get this motherfucker to give them 80 grand, I don't even want to fucking know. I don't even want to know what he told this person. But what I do know is there are new people coming into consciousness and being so-called awake every fucking day, and something has to be done because no one knows who these people are. And the P virus is Inky's man Polight. He'll be known from here on out as the P virus. And the P virus spreads and infects people. Right. And the only antidote to the P virus is knowledge of the P virus. Once you gain knowledge of the P virus, you're straight. You can't be infected by the P virus once you know about it. So you don't really need to take anything. You know what I'm saying? If you're infected by the P virus, you don't really need to take anything. You don't need to call a doctor or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just be exposed to what he is and who he is, and then the antidote, it magically kicks in. Let's use P virus language. See, the endorphins secrete chemicals that allow you to not be affected mentally by the P virus once you are simply aware of the P virus. Shame. So, just knowing about them, you can fix the P virus. You can cure yourself of that just with knowledge of the P virus. That's all it takes. It doesn't really take that much more than that. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can do it. Anyone that you know who's infected by the P virus, just make them aware of the P virus and what it does and how it operates, and then boom, instantaneously, they will be cured from the P virus. So, if you guys are just coming in, we started it off by going over the new victim of Polight, how Polight's same tactics are are still being employed, which means what? What do I mean by that? Polight's tactics. He'll get money from you, give you a little bit back, and everything else you get from him will be promises. You will trust and know you will receive nothing else but a fucking promise from that point on. He's not going to give you shit. If he took $15,000 from you, that's a $12,000 lick, because he's going to give you 3 back, and then he's going to give you a shitload of promises the rest of the way. Okay? That's how it works. So I just want everyone to be aware of the P virus. You know what I'm saying? Because the P virus it spreads through the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because Polight doesn't exist anywhere there is no Polight except on YouTube and the internet. There is no such thing as Polight. Polight does not exist except on the internet. He is not a real entity. He is not a real person. Okay? People don't do the research because they're new to this. I said this earlier. Y'all just coming in. A lot of people are just coming out of certain things. A lot of people are just coming into a new way of thinking. So when they're coming into a new way of thinking, one of the first things that people do are what? They look for people who are like-minded. They don't want to feel like they're crazy. They don't want to feel like they're the only ones thinking this. Like a person coming out of Christianity doesn't want to feel like they're the only one thinking it, because they might start thinking what they're thinking is incorrect. So they go to YouTube, they start looking for people that, oh, he sounds like I do. Oh, he says some of the same things I think. Oh, she says some of the same things I feel. And that's how it happens. Now, the luck of the draw is this. Knowledge. Like I said, we know who Polight is. Other people know who Polight is. But if you walk outside right now in your own neighborhood and ask 13 fucking people, do they know who Sun-Netta is, Polight, Bobby Hemmett, and Delbert Blair? And maybe out of 100 people that you ask, maybe 10 of them, maybe 4 of them know those people. So if these people don't know who Polight is, if they don't even know, like I said, Sun-Netta is bigger than Polight. Sun-Netta's page is bigger than Polight, and Sun-Netta been doing this longer than Polight. So Sun-Netta's name is longer and more known than Polight. So you got motherfuckers out here who have no idea who the fuck Sun-Netta is. So if they don't know who Sun-Netta is, then they don't know who the fuck Polight is. And if they don't know who Polight is, they obviously don't know who Stinky Inky is, and KT the Ark Dummy, or whoever the fuck. And I don't care who likes KT, because he thought he was slick when I had my little tit with him, and this nigga kept trying to come and say that he's not a part of that, and he's not a part of this, and he's not a part of that. Nigga, kick rocks, bitch, because you was up there laughing about that Sabi shit and the stolen laptop, and don't nobody think that shit funny, and people really think that you motherfuckers had something to do with what happened with this nigga. But if you didn't have nothing to do with what happened with Sabi, you damn sure stole his shit afterwards. And then you try to convince us that Dr. Sabi never had a laptop, meaning you mean to tell me there's this fucking doctor who's traveling the world. Not only is he traveling the world, he's doing business while he's traveling the world, in 2017, 2016, doesn't own a fucking laptop? You really expected us to believe that shit? Yo, that's why I said it's all a Ponzi scheme. Sun-Netta's whole house of consciousness, the whole house of consciousness was nothing but a Ponzi scheme. He got you guys to invest in the house of consciousness. What is the house of consciousness? I'll wait. What is the house of consciousness? Then let's go to the people on the house of consciousness. Red pill, blue pill. Supposed to be selling t-shirts. Nobody gets shirts from them, which means it doesn't exist. Red pill and blue pill do not have a contract with a shirt company to print and deliver shirts. So if they're telling you to invest money in the hopes of you getting a shirt back, Nigga, that's a Ponzi scheme because the system for them to even provide you the service does not and did not exist. Ponzi scheme. House of consciousness. Invest in the house of consciousness. There is no such thing as the house of consciousness. Ponzi scheme. A debate. Invest in the debates. And here you'll hear information, the clash of information. We found out that the shit is staged. That means the debates didn't even exist. The debates weren't even real. We find out we getting told that people are doctors. Then we do the knowledge. You ain't no fucking doctor. It doesn't exist. I'm here giving you science. You stole the information from other credible scientists, doctors, and lecturers and other intellectuals. You literally stole their information, went in your house, sat down with a fucking DVD burner and burnt them fucking CDs with a DVD burner and went on the side of the street and put pictures on the wall and had the nerve to put your picture up there with the pictures and sold people a dream. That is the house of consciousness. A fucking dream. A fucking image. Yeah, we can't. Oh, who is the medallions? Niggas selling medallions. We can't forget about that shit. Have anybody seen anybody with these motherfuckers? I got a small online shirt store. And in my small online shirt store, I have at least 4 success videos already. And that's not because I only sold 4 shirts. That was just from the 4 people who actually took the time to send me a little clip. So you mean to tell me that I could do this? I could provide a success story for a small business that ain't even made $10,000 yet? But you motherfuckers could constantly get money out of motherfuckers and not provide no fucking, no nothing? There's nothing. And then still telling people, still fucking going around and acting like people hating on you when we reveal this shit. It's a goddamn shame. I should have brought my shame bell out here. I should have brought my tablet, my daughter's tablet, and brought my shame bell with me. Because these niggas are fucking crazy, yo. So I charge whoever the brother or sister was who actually lost the money that Polight swindled out of them. I charge Sun-Netta TV as responsible. I charge Sun-Netta since he's supposedly trying to turn over a new leaf. I guess it's the dreads. Since he's trying to turn over a new leaf, I think the very first thing that Sun-Netta should do is get that money back. If he want to come back in the good graces of the people, he need to get that money back. He need to do and exhaust all the measures he can exhaust. He needs to do whatever it is that he could possibly do. Genuinely, Sun-Netta, not no bullshit bitch ass way and acting like you was doing something the whole time you still protected Polight. No, we're talking about genuinely. You need to genuinely fucking get that money back or make an attempt to get that money back. And then we might start thinking about allowing you to keep your page after you go through a time of suspension, because you can't just keep on operating, because it makes us look bad. It makes us look weak. It makes black people look like you could just do whatever, fuck them over, scam them, do all this shit, and all a nigga got to do to get back in people's good graces is act like he growing dreads and change his image up, and that's it. So trying to go in the fraud department or coffee and kush and spill the beans, and okay, that's a good start too. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you need to start actively engaging and taking down Polight and getting these people their money back. You need to start actively engaging yourself in a situation, dog, where you putting yourself and your channel on the line like everybody else is to fucking knock this fucking coward off that pedestal that he's on, that pedestal that he's using to swindle and scam motherfuckers out of their money, because that's all that's happening. People are just getting beat out of their money, and because no one knows this nigga yet. Is even as big as Kev Gill's channel is, Kev Gill's channel ain't bigger. His channel is bigger, but his channel number-wise isn't bigger than Sun-Netta's. My channel ain't bigger than Sun-Netta's number-wise. So with that being the case, Sun-Netta needs to jump in this fight and get them people they 70 grand back. And then we'll start talking about you being, coming back to the community. Because as of right now, you're still implicated in everything that Polight does, which is the reason why I made the video right now. I made the video because I feel that you're responsible for them people losing their money. Why do I feel that way? Because Polight is a fucking virus. And a virus, for it to spread, the P virus needs exposure. And you gave the P virus exposure. You exposed everyone to the P virus. Anyone and all people who've been infected by the P virus, called Polight, you did that shit. No one heard of this nigga. No one fucking knew who this nigga was. When you was trying to do shit the right way back in the day before Polight, okay? Before Polight, when you were interviewing Asir the Duke of Tears and powerful brothers like that, who all of a sudden just nobody wants to talk about no more. All of a sudden nobody wants to interview him. All of a sudden you can't get his take on nothing and shit like that. We know why you do shit. We know when shit like that happen. We know what's going on. Niggas is too real. Niggas was way too fucking real for your fuck ass. That's not the route you was trying to go. Because Asir the Duke of Tears ain't never been associated with no swindling and stealing of money. So you don't want to fuck with niggas like that. If you gonna fuck with them more, you gonna fuck with red pill and blue pill, because they on the same type time you on. Let's get this money, nigga, at all costs. Your YouTube page is your livelihood, bitch. Your fucking YouTube page is your livelihood. A YouTube page is the way that you survive, Sun-Netta. Who the fuck, does... That's that Tommy Sotomayor shit. That's what he does and says the shit that he does. Because his whole life is dependent upon being a YouTube TV star. That's why Sun-Netta pushed so hard. What did he say, y'all? We wouldn't have none of this knowledge and information if it wasn't for Sun-Netta. So now all of a sudden, none of us would have came into enlightenment. None of us would have came into new knowledge and information, wisdom, and understanding about anything in life if it wasn't for fucking Sun-Netta. Really? And this is the narrative that you push. This is the position that you pushed on people. Like, yo, if it wasn't for Sun-Netta, we need Sun-Netta. We gotta have Sun-Netta. I watch Sun-Netta. I watch. He does it for the people. Sun-Netta. He does it for all this shit. We'll do it for the people. The people who got swindled by Polight, are they not people? Keep it real, Sun-Netta. The people that got swindled by Polight, are they not black people? Are they not worthy of your attention? You would ask them same people to donate $3 to your fuck ass, $5 to your ass. You even talk shit about them if they don't donate to you. So come on, man. You telling me they're not the people? They obviously fucked with Polight, which means they obviously fuck with you. So if they fuck with you, and they fuck with Polight, you need to handle this shit, Sun-Netta. People are out here really getting fucked over. And you created this shit. You created the atmosphere for the P virus to flourish. And the P virus is now flourishing. That Polight strand it's an outbreak now. And the worst part of the P strand outbreak, the P virus outbreak, what up, Dark Man X? The worst part of the P strand virus outbreak, the worst part of it is that no one even knows it's on the loose except for a small group of people. So now you're going to have, it's out in the world, it's airborne because of Sun-Netta, airing it on YouTube TV. Now it is airborne. You need to do something about them people getting their money back. So ain't nobody going to move forward from this point on. Sun-Netta, every video I do about you is going to be about when the fuck you going to bang on Polight about getting them people their money back. Because now, this is beyond just us making YouTube videos. Dog, this has been going on far too long without you saying shit about it. And you have the power to say something about it. And you're not about to convince me or anyone else that all these people are making this shit up when we had documented proof and evidence that this nigga owes motherfuckers money and that he employs the same tactics every time. He takes money from you, give you a percentage of it back, and then give you nothing but promises until you just leave him alone. That's what he does. That's his business practices. If you want to know his business model, that is Polight's business model. And Sun-Netta, you know this shit. You know this shit. So when are you, Sun-Netta, TV? He does it for the people. I want to know, when are you going to do a video, going to do a live stream, call Polight's fucking phone on the live stream. Call his ass on your live stream. Okay? He owes 70 grand. He owed 80. He paid back 10 and did typical Polight bullshit. Give you nothing but promises to pay you until you leave him alone. Typical Polight business practices. We're all used to that shit. The problem is that there's tens of thousands of people who are coming into awakeness and knowledge and consciousness every day, and they do not know who the fuck Sun-Netta is. Some of these people don't even know who Khalid Muhammad is. They don't know who Khalid Muhammad is. They don't know who Bobby Hemmett is. So they damn sure don't know who the fuck Sun-Netta is, and they damn sure don't know who Polight is. Don't worry, the bell is coming back. The bell will be in full effect on tomorrow's video. I'm going to do the video tonight, and I might not post it till tomorrow. I'm going to do it when I go back in the house. But the video I'm doing tonight is going to be entitled The Adventures of Michael and Juliet Smalls. Michael Noak and Juliet Smalls. Yeah. I might add something to it like, I don't know. I'm going to add something to it. But it's the base of it, look for the name of the title. It's going to be The Adventures of Michael Noak and Juliet Smalls. Because these motherfuckers are running around basically using consciousness, using all that shit for fuck nefarious purposes. And the reason I'm getting on Sun-Netta again is because Sun-Netta, you fucking created Polight. Without you, the P strand would have never got airborne. Without you, the P virus would have never got airborne and been passed around to the people. There would, never be an outbreak right now of the P virus called Polight. And all of that is your doing. So the only way you can make amends, Sun-Netta, growing them dreads is not going to do it by itself. Okay? Fuck them dreads. Boomba-clot, Ras-clot, 102. Okay? Irie, man. Irie. Nigga, you from Dominican Republic, bitch. Fuck you doing with dreads, nigga. I'ma stop that shit, yo. I'ma stop, y'all. I don't want to make fun, because I really want him to do something about it. I really want that brother to take the time and to take the step and the initiative to really recognize that people will not forgive everything you've done, but if you looking for a way back, there has to be a start. Okay, for you to come back and make amends for what's going on and what you've done, there has to be a start, Sun-Netta. And this would be a start. This would be a good fucking start for you to blast this nigga Polight and get these people their fucking money back. Do whatever it is that you can do in your power with your platform, with your large number of platform. Whatever you can do, Sun-Netta, with your platform to get these people their money back from Polight, you need to do that. And that will be a start. That would be an undeniable start. No one would be able to say anything else about that shit. No one would be able to say that you are not at least making an effort to make that shit right. Because you just talking and acting like you gonna have lectures and bringing up Reggie Wackass and Sekhmet and all these people, like, that's not gonna get it done, dog. That's just gonna keep getting you dragged. Yeah, I think Sun-Netta will apologize if he think it'll get him a financial gain. That's the only way. Like, if it's gonna gain him any sort of financial advantage, he'll do it. But if it's nothing financially he can gain from it, yeah, you right, dog, he's not going to do shit. But the reason why I think he will now is because he's getting fucked over. That page is dying and ain't nobody sending no money to no Patreon. And YouTube's new policies with AdSense is killing Sun-Netta. So if Sun-Netta was making $9,000 to $10,000 a month before off AdSense, the way they doing shit now, I guarantee you that nigga's probably making half that. So that's a big chunk, nigga. That's a big chunk to lose from going from bringing in $100,000 a year to only bringing in 49 or 50. That's a big loss. Especially in New York, where shit costs a lot of money. So with him, he's looking to make that up with the Patreon. That's why he's begging you niggas to come and join his Patreon. That's why he needed to fucking have those debates pop off. Those debates needed to pop off for him, and they didn't. Those two debates, though he probably made a little money off of them, he knows that that's fool's gold. That money is only going to last him but so long. Paying bills and doing the shit that you got to do in everyday life, nigga, when you don't work for the white man or have any sort of employment anywhere, nigga, that shit hurts, nigga. That shit hurts, dog. So he's hurting right now. And as much as he's hurting, it still does not resolve him from his obligation or remove him from his obligation to do what he's supposed to do for the people and that he touts that he does all the time. Everyone has heard this nigga say he does it for the people. Yeah, that Benz is gone. First off, he can't sell that Benz because that shit ain't paid for. That nigga did not walk in there and pay $50,000, $40,000, $30,000, whatever cash for that car. There's no way in hell he did that shit. Absolutely no fucking way in hell did he do that shit. So that car ain't paid for. And the only way that car is completely paid for is if it's in somebody else's name and they did that shit, which would still attract the FBI and the IRS, because if you spend over a certain amount of money cash on one product, nigga, they automatically coming. I ain't saying they coming to take your shit. I ain't saying none of that. I'm saying they're coming to investigate where the fuck you got the money to spend that much on that shit. So with Sun-Netta, Your only way back, yeah, over 10,000. There we go. So your only way back is to actually to genuinely get some of these people their money back. If you're not going to pick this new victim of Polight who he just swindled for 70,000, take your platform and help Sister Lolita out in Canada, who was bigging up your page, who was helping support your page, who was helping Polight before she knew that Polight wasn't really a person, but he was indeed and in fact a virus called the P virus, an African strand that once it gets airborne, there's no stopping it. And that fucking P strand, that P virus is airborne and there is no stopping it. The only way that you can survive the P virus is by being aware of it. Awareness and knowledge of it is the antidote, and you will immediately be cured and you will become immune to the P virus. Like me, I could go outside, I could roll my windows down and shit because I'm immune to the P virus. But there's a lot of people out here who aren't immune to the P virus. They don't even know it exists. So that we have to always take into consideration. These people do not know that the P virus exists. Okay? They don't know it exists. So we have to continue this fight. We have to realize that nobody knows who the fuck Polight is. As much as he wants to act like a celebrity, all these pictures he takes, he's always like this, pointing like a fan. Those are fan pics. Omarion, that pic Kev showed on his page, Omarion's not chilling with that nigga. This is just some nigga, and he's taking pictures. You know how many pictures Omarion takes with fucking random people a week? So no one's fooled by that. No one's fooled. No one's forgetting that you still don't have a fucking natural top fruity. You still don't have a success story. We still don't have an actual business model. We don't see how the products are shipped. None of this shit. What we do see is Polight's typical business practices, and Polight's typical business practice is not a seesaw, not a reciprocation, not a give and take relationship. Polight's business practice is hammer and nail. He's doing the hammer and your ass is getting nailed. Polight's business practice consists of him taking money from you, a lump sum, taking a little bit off of it, and giving it back. No, devil's advocate, would I spend time talking about Sun-Netta? No, because I wouldn't have to. Because my platform would be big enough for me to make an even more impression and dent into this society, the wickedness into this society, the misinformation into this society than I can now. So no, and I was still, if Sun-Netta's platform was as big as it is and mine was as big as his, I would still say the same thing. Like, dogs, what the fuck are you doing with that platform? Why the fuck are you fucking off and doing bullshit with it when there's real shit in this world that you can handle and do? So that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, Black Conscious felt that you needed to go, so I guess you gotta go. But yeah, like I would take that. That's dogs. You probably just came to the conversation or the page, and I'm trying to explain to you, yo, that's one of the reasons why I go at Sun-Netta, because of what his page could have been and should have been. His page was big enough to really affect change. Like, he could really affect change with his page, but what does he do with it? He lies, swindles, and runs a straight Ponzi scheme surrounded by Ponzi scheme members. Everyone around him. Sankofa was just on his page blouting and running his mouth about some fucking hawks and health, wealth, knowledge of self, and buzz. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. What the fuck do you know about wealth? Nigga, you stay with a bitch. Let's keep it real, Sankofa. You stay with a bitch. You stay with a broad, nigga. What the fuck are you gonna tell somebody about wealth? Okay? Inky is fucking dying as we speak. What the fuck are you gonna tell us about health? Health, wealth, knowledge of self. But nigga, all these shits that rhyme and come on, man, kick rocks with that rhyming ass bullshit, dog. No one wants to hear that shit no more, man. And that shit is getting exposed. And for a nigga to say anything to me about what I'm saying about Sun-Netta, nigga, you should be asking yourself why you not saying it. What type of nigga are you that you feel what Sun-Netta is doing is copacetic? It's cool. And shouldn't nobody say nothing about it. Everything's right with that shit. The fuck out of here, man. Health and wealth, knowledge and self, we call it hawks. Bitch, there is no such thing as hawks. You want to know what hawks is? Hawks is nothing more than what you heard Sankofa say that one day on that video. Them motherfuckers ain't got no charter. They don't have no fucking business plan. They don't have no plans on getting a building in which to run hawks from. The fuck out of here, nigga. Hawks is no different than House of Consciousness, Sun-Netta TV 7, Black News 102, this, blah, blah, blah. It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing, just words. It's fake. Doesn't exist. It's just words. The fuck I am Brother Polight. That's not a business. You don't see I am Brother Polight LLC, limited liability coming without, you know, it's none of that shit. It's just a fucking phrase. So when you donate to these people, you're donating to a fucking catchphrase. Tommy Sotomayor had the nerve when he was caping for the homosexual community, talking about how even if he was gay, would that affect him delivering the news? Bitch, you don't deliver news. When has anyone went to Tommy Sotomayor's page and had news delivered to them? Yo, these niggas is living in fucking fantasy worlds, G. When has Tommy Sotomayor's page ever been construed as a news organization? Sun-Netta's platform could be called more of a fucking news platform. Come on now. Stop it, man. You niggas have run amok far too long. You niggas have been out here running your mouth for far too long unchecked. Everything you do is unchecked. No one's there to challenge the shit that you say. No one's there to challenge Reggie when he's sitting on that couch saying primary ideas after he got finished telling the motherfucker every time somebody say something, where's your primary? Where's your what do you mean your primary best guess? Nigga, you can't take a best guess and call that shit information or knowledge or facts or anything resembling that. No one's there to check that shit when they doing that shit. When niggas sitting there talking about they more killers and this and the third, I don't give a fuck what you say, dog. If you telling me you call yourself an intellectual, whether you are a novice or a scholar, if you call yourself an intellectual and you do not know that black people existed on this hemisphere called America long before some fucking slave ships, whether they were called Moors or not, but some of them were referred to and called Moors, if you don't know that, then dog, you're a fucking phony. You're a fucking idiot. Or you're in intentional denial. You're willfully ignoring facts. Incredible information. You have to be willfully ignoring that shit. They're willfully ignoring that shit. I don't run around calling everybody a Moor. I don't run around saying everybody's a this because I don't know. Meaning what? I don't know who my great-grandfather's great-grandfather's mother's father's great-grandfather was. So therefore, you don't know shit. If we gonna keep it 100% real, it's a lot of shit you don't know, and it's a lot of things that we don't know. But what I do know is there's overwhelming facts and or credible evidence and information that leads one to deduce that Europeans have lied to black people about this whole out of Africa shit. But what does Sun-Netta do on his platform? Does he address this shit? No. He wants to kill all that shit. He wants to call himself a Moor killer. He's going to kill the Moors information of us coming together and trying to form a government right here on a land that is our land, historically. He wants that to die. He wants to kill that. But he has no problem pushing to you a fucking Ponzi scheme operating African fucking scam artist. He has no problem pushing that. He has no problem letting red pill and blue pill come on his platform and pretend to sell shirts while getting your money for it, but pretending to sell shirts. Okay? That's just what it is. So, like I said, the whole HOK, as far as Shane TV East Watch is concerned, is an entire Ponzi scheme. People been donating to the House of Consciousness until I just told you. There's no such thing as a House of Consciousness. It's just Sun-Netta in that room with that couch. That's it. That's the House of Consciousness. Go outside Harlem right now if Sun-Netta's outside, not outside. You will not see anything that resembles a House of Consciousness. Because there is no house. He's the House of Consciousness, nigga. That's why all them people, 20,000 people estimated that sent red pill and blue pill money. 20,000. You ain't getting no shirt, nigga. The closest thing you get into a shirt is being told that you getting a shirt. These niggas are some fucking clowns, yo. Y'all heard my nigga I said, the Duke of Tears. All them niggas in the conscious community is about everything except consciousness. These niggas, Sun-Netta is about everything except consciousness. Polight whole existence is about everything else except consciousness. Polight really wants a white woman, and he wants to be rich and living in a house with a white woman and to be known. That's all he wants. So this whole conscious shit, when it comes to him, nigga, please. That's all he wants. Sun-Netta's old fuck ass just wants money so he can fuck with young girls on the side and buy clothes and tell people and have people jerk his dick off and say how good he is and how much of the best he is. Reggie just wants to make Sun-Netta happy. By any means necessary. That's it. And music for the streets. If you got a question, yo, you can ask. Even if it's contrary to what I said. Because I really sometimes like people with the contrarian point of view. You know, it helps. It's room for growth. Me and Roots was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's room for growth. I'm not knocking nothing nobody say. It's just, I analyze things differently than the average person does. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even just me all the time. It's my sign. It's what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Taurus. And we have key. If you look up the 21 traits of a Taurus, you'll see it in any thing that you do or look up that is close to regarding a Taurus, and it'll tell you that. Like, yo, we have a keen eye for bullshit. And when somebody comes around with bullshit or horse shit, I sniff that shit out, dog. Like, yo, nah, this nigga's trying to give me salt and call it sugar. He's trying, instead of me putting the salt on my steak, this nigga want me to put the salt in my fucking drink. Nigga, nah, you trying to give me salt and pretend that it's sugar. And when you dealing with this house of consciousness, that's all you get. You get a bunch of horse shit covered with whipped cream and powdered sugar. And a couple strawberries and shit like that. So all the while you thinking you getting some real powerful shit. That's why it's right now there's people who defend Sun-Netta, because they really think that he's just trying to provide consciousness to the people. No, dog, he could give two farts about that. Listen, man, if you really want to help somebody, you're going to help them. And you'll know because they'll be helped. The evidence will speak for itself. If Sun-Netta really wanted to help the community, evidence of that would be speaking for itself. There would be nothing that Shame TV East Watch could come on and say about Sun-Netta or his platform. Nothing. It would all speak for its fucking self. Anytime I open my mouth, niggas would be ready to jump on me and pounce me with evidence, not just running your mouth, but evidence that Sun-Netta's platform did this. If it wasn't for Sun-Netta's platform, we wouldn't have this. If it wasn't for Sun-Netta's platform and Sun-Netta creating a big rigmarole around this, such and such cop and such precinct in Harlem would still be going around terrorizing people. If it wasn't for Sun-Netta doing this, this court system wouldn't still in Harlem court system and judges wouldn't be doing this and the third. Well, I believe that price, that's the same that goes for anybody. I'm going to say it like this. I know enough about the Bible historically to take an average preacher. I could walk in any church right now, and I ain't even in my 40s yet, G. And I could walk in any church right now and mop that fucking preacher up historically with that Bible. And when I mean historically, I'm talking about what things mean, what places, if it says something happened here or this happened there, where on the map now could that be and is that? What time period, what time frame, who did this, who did that? So with me being young, well, not really young, because I'm in late 30s, but I'm just saying, young enough, nigga, young. I don't have a bunch of no gray hairs and shit. So with me being young and knowing that Bible and and I can speak powerfully when I want to. I can speak as matter of factly, straight to the point and powerfully when I want to. Nigga, I could go and have me a church, and then within 1 year, I guarantee you I'll be pulling in $100,000+ in that church if I wanted to. Because black people are suckers for powerful orators. Excuse me. So if I come up and I speak powerfully and knowledgeably, and from my angle, I come from a different angle when I talk about things and come from a whole new angle. And again, and I'm young and handsome. Oh, fuck yeah. Coming in there in a suit. Y'all just seen me at my sister's wedding. You know how I look in a suit. Standing up there with my shiny bald head and pretty black beard. I'll be killing them. I would be killing them. I have 70% of the population of single women in there trying to give me pussy on the slide. And I have the rest of the brothers in there gravitating to me, ready to do whatever the fuck I tell them to do. I guarantee you, if I wasn't so honest with myself and with my people, I would do it just as a fucking experiment, just to prove it. I would do it just to show that you can tell black people anything. Just like he got up there and said that Reggie's a doctor. Let's use that for example. As Black Conscious calls him, Radio Reggie, this motherfucker, you got this motherfucker up here being announced, however you want to say it, as a fucking doctor. I guarantee you right now, it's kids who just coming into consciousness who believe that Reggie Mabry is a fucking doctor. I guarantee it. So if you come out and speak some shit and say some shit enough and say it powerfully and have others corroborate it and things of that nature, yeah, it could go over smooth, man. People will start believing that shit, man. And Polight had done it for so long with the backing of everyone. Remember, everyone was backing Polight. Didn't at one point, guys, okay, let's keep it real. Remember at one point, it seemed like niggas was scared of Polight. It seemed like, yo, niggas wouldn't say nothing about Polight, or because they're in fear of Polight getting at them, or this and the third. Well, now we know nobody was scared of Polight, and nobody gave two fucks about him getting at them. What people were, they were operating under a structured organization in which Sun-Netta was the head of it. And it was on Sun-Netta's instruction for people to not really get at Polight. It was on Sun-Netta's instruction for the only people to get on Polight was people from the, what? Hebrew Israelite camps. That's what it was about. So no one was afraid of Polight's information. For a long time, people didn't even like him. No one liked Polight for real. It was like they were tolerating him. You can tell. He was Sun-Netta's golden boy. Everybody was doing what? Swinging from Sun-Netta's ball hairs. Swinging from his ball hairs. So while everyone's swinging from Sun-Netta's ball hairs, riding them, he's running everything. He's running what you say, what you don't say. That's why he needed to bring in the black media in the fold. And he did. And the black media can come out now in 1,000 times. I heard they're not even together no more. But if they were, they could come out 1,000 times with undeniable proof about Polight's fuckery, about Umar Johnson's fuckery, about whoever else. Sun-Netta ruined them niggas because he lured them in and tainted them. And that's how it goes. He rolled them in, and he tainted them. And now you have what's left. What do you have left? You have an old man who knows that YouTube is no country for old men. I already told you that shit. Who's trying to hold on. Well, since you still trying to hold on, Sun-Netta, I'll help you one more time. I'll help you by letting you know that the only way that you can make a change is by starting it. It takes a start. And the only way that you can start, the only place that you can start turning things around, turning this whole vision and impression that you giving people about you now, the only way that shit could get turned around, bro, is if you start fucking exposing Polight. And I don't mean exposing Polight on some yeah, Polight's his information about Egypt. Nah, ain't nobody talking about that shit. We want you exposing this nigga as in helping these people get their money back. So what we need you to do is we need you to let it be known for these people to contact you if they have been scammed by Polight so that you can dive deeper. Like the same way you had Prince York up there, you was asking about his father and asking about his brother and asking about the molestation charges and all that shit like that. You could do the same thing with Polight. Yo, have the victims come on, call in. Like, yo, have them send you, because people sent me documentation. I still got that shit in my phone right now. I still got that shit in my email right now. I still got that shit in my message section right now. Right now, bro. Of people sending me documented information that this nigga was stealing from them. Documented information that they was fucking contacting him and he was responding. Okay? With his verifiable Facebook name, all that shit, yo, it was Polight. So, dog, if I could do that and I got a small page, yo, there's no reason in hell that Sun-Netta cannot hold a live stream and demand that all people who got fucked over by Polight, yo, hit me up and we gonna handle this shit in a live stream. We gonna openly Polight on trial. And not like you did before when you was laughing and trying to dismiss everybody, though this nigga's riding around and using money that he stole and swindled from people while you dismissing it and laughing. Nah, be genuine. That's your only shot, G. If you want a shot back in, that's pretty much the only one you could take. Because any other, it's not going to work any other way. That shit is not going to work no other way. Like, I can't even think of anything else that you could possibly try, G. So, if you want to work your way back into the good graces of the people, you need to start by getting those people their fucking money back and stopping that creation of yours. Shame TV East Watch. We went in for 2 hours tonight, y'all. We got 2 more. My live streams ain't going to be 40 minutes no more. They're going to be an hour or better each time, generally 2 hours. We're going to start going in. Right now, people we know who Polight is. We know about the scamming. We know about red pill, blue pill. We know about Sun-Netta, the Ponzi schemes. But always remember, yo, there's tens of thousands of people from all different age groups coming into awakening states, coming into consciousness, coming into new ways of thinking every day. And they do not know who these fucking people are. And when they coming into these stages of awakening and changes, they're going to YouTube and they're looking for people who say like-minded things to make them think or feel that they're not alone, to make them know that they're not crazy for feeling how they feel about Islam or feeling how they feel about Christianity. When they hear people speak in ways that are like-minded, they gravitate to them and they get swindled. Shame TV East Watch, Sun-Netta, that's your only way back in, is to destroy that creation of yours, the P virus, which you set airborne, called Polight. You need to help these people get their money back. Shame TV East Watch. Like, comment, share, subscribe.